Prepare yourself for extreme caving that can even make the bravest individuals feel claustrophobic. We will be delving into everything from the exhilarating Caveman Hikes to the catastrophic consequences of Nutty Putty Cave. However, please be advised that this content may be triggering. Number 6. Extreme Claustrophobic Caving with Caveman Hikes. Get ready to hold your breath and feel your heart racing as you delve into the world of extreme claustrophobic caving with Caveman Hikes that showcases some of the most spine-tingling caving adventures you'll ever witness. Featuring the daring duo of Jacob and Calvin, the channel takes you on a journey through the tightest and most unimaginable spaces of caves around Oregon and Washington. While they are super protective about revealing the exact locations of their explorations, it's not just to maintain the mystery and intrigue. It's also to ensure that inexperienced hikers and cavers don't attempt to find them and put themselves in harm's way. The aim of Caveman Hikes is not to encourage reckless behavior, but rather to inspire viewers to pursue their dreams and explore the unknown. But beware, the videos come with a cautionary warning to not attempt some of the challenging crawls that Jacob and Calvin undertake, unless you have an experienced guide by your side. Number 5. Tight spaces and high stakes. If you're looking for an adrenaline-pumping adventure, extreme claustrophobic caving might just be the thing for you. This video showcases a cave in southern Germany that takes caving to the extreme. The individuals in the footage are navigating through spaces so tight that it could make the most seasoned adventurer uneasy. The cave, with its 170 meters, is one of the most exciting little holes in this region, but it's definitely not recommended for inexperienced cavers. This is because the cave has many super tight squeezes to get through, some of them so tight that you can't even turn your head to breathe fully in. The narrow passages of the cave can be unsettling for those who are claustrophobic, but if you're brave enough to continue watching the video, you'll witness a breathtaking exploration of the unknown. The extreme conditions make it necessary to wear a proper wetsuit, as there is water at the entrance and being cold and wet inside the cave could lead to death. As a rescue mission may not be feasible if you get trapped, the cave system demands experience and expertise to navigate. And even then, the risk is high. The video captures the thrill and danger of the sport, with the cavers navigating through tight passages and even wriggling through spaces barely larger than their bodies. The footage is not for the faint-hearted. And it's not surprising the extreme claustrophobic caving is not for everyone. But for those who are up for the challenge, it's an experience you'll never forget. Number 4. Trapped in Lost John's Cave. For many people, the mere thought of being trapped in a tight, constricted space is enough to induce a full-blown panic attack. However, for a rare breed of adrenaline junkies known as extreme claustrophobic cavers, navigating through the seemingly endless labyrinthine tunnels of caves like Lost John's Cave in Lancashire, England, is the ultimate thrill. The rush of adrenaline is palpable as they wriggle and squirm their way through the narrowest of crevices, with each move bringing them closer to the unknown depths of the earth. But, as with any extreme sport, the stakes are high, and one wrong move can spell disaster. Take the case of Bob Johnson, a seasoned caver who found himself in a harrowing situation when he became stuck in the Tube, a notorious spot within the bowels of Lost John's Cave. Panic set in as he struggled to free himself, the frigid water rising around him like a vice. It was a moment of pure terror, the kind that sticks with you long after the event is over. Johnson likened himself to a cork trapped in a bottle, a visceral metaphor that perfectly captures the sheer terror of being trapped in a claustrophobic space. Fortunately, Johnson's ordeal had a happy ending, with other experienced cavers coming to his rescue. However, the experience served as a stark reminder that extreme caving is not for the faint of heart, and that safety should always be the top priority. It's easy to get caught up in the thrill of the moment, but the potential risks are real and should never be taken lightly. Number 3. Conquering the challenges of Ogof Daren Cilau. Ogof Daren Cilau is a cave system located in the Llangattic Escarpment near Crickhowell in South Wales. It was discovered in 1957 and is considered one of the longest cave systems in the country. Some parts of the cave are extremely challenging and require a lot of courage to navigate, with tight spaces and intimidating names such as the Vice and the Death Squeeze. Only those who are adventurous would attempt to explore these areas. Keith Edwards and his fellow cavers were among the first to enter the cave in April 2010 and have revisited it several times since then. In one photo, a member of the group is shown trying to squeeze through the Vice, a particularly difficult part of the cave. This type of activity might not appeal to everyone, and some might consider it too risky to attempt. Would you be willing to give it a try? Number 2. Exploring Warsaw Cave. Be prepared to have your heart racing as Daren takes us on a solo journey into the fascinating depths of the Warsaw Caves in Ontario, Canada, through his thrilling footage. The network of underground tunnels and caverns, the passageways get narrower, challenging our comfort zones and making it a truly extreme caving experience. With barely enough room to maneuver through these passages, it takes immense courage and resilience to make it through these hidden wonders. Dan's video not only showcases the breathtaking beauty of these natural formations, but also provides a glimpse into the brave world of extreme caving, a world that only a few dare to explore. Number 1. The Fatal Consequences of Nutty Putty Cave. If you're a thrill seeker, you may have heard about the tragic story of John Jones, a young man who lost his life while exploring the Nutty Putty Cave. But if you haven't heard this story before, get ready for a heart-wrenching reminder of the dangers of extreme claustrophobic caving. In 2009, John Jones, a 26-year-old medical student from Virginia, set out on an adventure with his brother and 9 other friends. They wanted to explore the Nutty Putty Cave, a challenging and treacherous cave formation in Utah. It was a place John had been to as a child and wanted to revisit with his brother. Little did he know, this would be his last adventure. The group ventured deep into the cave, and after an hour of exploring, John and a few others decided to crawl through the birth canal. A tight passage that experienced cavers knew to navigate with caution. However, John had not been in a cave for years, and at 6 feet tall and 200 pounds, he was not a small child anymore. Despite this, he persisted and entered the narrow opening head first, shuffling along using his hips, stomach, and fingers. But soon he realized he was stuck. He couldn't turn around, and he couldn't back out. He was trapped in a space barely 10 inches across and 18 inches high. John's brother Josh was the first to find him and tried to pull him out by his legs. But this only made things worse, and John slid down even further. His arms were pinned beneath his chest, and he couldn't move at all. The brothers, who were devout Mormons, prayed for a miracle, but they knew they needed help. Josh called for assistance, but getting rescuers and equipment down to John, who was 400 feet into the cave and 100 feet below the surface, was a daunting task that took over an hour. When the first rescuer, Susie Motala, arrived at the scene, John had already been stuck for 3.5 hours. All she could see were his navy and black running shoes. Time was running out. John was in excruciating pain, and his body was under immense stress due to the downward angle in which he was trapped. His blood was struggling to circulate, and he was having difficulty breathing. Rescuers tried everything to free John, but nothing worked. Over the next 24 hours, more than 100 rescue workers attempted to pull him out using a system of pulleys and ropes. Finally, after much effort, John was almost free. He made eye contact with one of his rescuers, and they even had a brief conversation. But suddenly, one of the pulleys failed, and the entire team fell backward as the rope went loose. John slid back down into the crevice, seemingly deeper than before. There was no hope of rescue, and John's heart could no longer take the strain. He was pronounced dead of cardiac arrest shortly before midnight on November 25, 2009. The Nutty Putty Cave was sealed off after John's death, and his body remains inside to this day. His family had a plaque put on the entrance of the cave in his memory, and the cave now serves as a natural memorial and gravesite for John Edward Jones. That's all for this video. To ensure that you don't miss any of our new videos, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.